Good morning, everybody. I mean, where else would I start you off on our Friday morning walk on the day before Halloween but the Mummies Gallery in the Art of the Ancient World. Hey, I hope you're well. I hope you're safe, and we'll take a quick walk around here. It's going to be a while before these galleries open to the public, and I think the timeline is something like either spring or summer of 2021, and we're going to have, it's going to be remodeled stem to stern, as they say, and it will be beautiful, but we're going to have to be patient and wait for it. But that doesn't mean that I can't sneak behind the scenes and show you a couple things, and today I also want to tell you about two stories that have happened to me. Many things have happened to me over the years, prowling the galleries of the museum, but these two stories took place in this space, and I'll share those with you in a minute. But I also love to stop by and take a look at this. For those of you who don't know, this vessel in the form of a hare is the oldest object in the collection. And I believe, although I can't read it in the dark, I believe the dates are something like 6800 to 8500 BCE, which is old. And it always strikes me that the impulse to create art must be very intrinsic to the human spirit. That's what this makes me think of. Another one of my favorites, the striding lion here. So beautiful. And really fierce. You can't really see it, but next time you're in here, I forget how fearsome the face of that lion is. I'm going to take you around the corner here real quick, show you the sort of Eastern Greek gallery, which is now just acting as a staging area for some of the construction. We'll just take a peek. It sounds like they're doing some work. All right. You can see the staircase that leads up to level 2 is all boarded up. But anyway, it was in this gallery where I came across a school group a couple of years ago. And one of the children in that group, she might have been 11 years old, did not like the mummies. She didn't like being around the mummies. She didn't care for the mummies at all. But her and her group were going from here to the rotunda. And as you well know, that means walking past the mummies. And she was not having it. I mean, she was really... Her will was strong, and she was not going to walk past these mummies. But I happened to come along at the right time and offered to take her upstairs, and we crossed above the mummies and took the elevator down and met the class in the rotunda. But that was a pretty funny one, because the whole class was... that class wasn't going anywhere until she got a little extra help. And I was delighted to provide it. Another story that happened in these spaces... has to do with a spotlight talk or some kind of pop-up exhibit that we had that was about American colonial footwear. And yes, American colonial footwear. Why not here at the MFA? Anyway, family comes in. There's maybe 4 of them, and they say, "Oh, we'd like to go see the colonial footwear talk." And the son, I presume, maybe 14 years old, said in a way that only a 14-year-old can say it, "Oh, well, if you don't know where that is, that's fine. We'll go somewhere else." Interesting. I would have thought, what 14-year-old doesn't love colonial shoes? But anyway, I picked up on his attitude, and I know that he knew that he wasn't crazy about visiting the museum. So I decided that I'd take them to the colonial footwear exhibition through the Mummies Gallery and give them a chance to see the mummies. And, he was very humdrum about it, ho-hum, so to speak. I see these mummies every day, no big deal. He still wasn't having a great time. So I decided to walk him around into this gallery we're in right now and bring him to this little alcove, this little window, which I think a lot of people miss. But if you're here for the mummies... How's this? The actual unwrapped, severed head of a mummy. And this there's an amazing story to this, because We've identified who this person was based on DNA that we were able to get out of her teeth, I believe. Anyway, I don't want to mess up the story, so I'll put a link in the newsletter, but this is super cool. And when this kid rounded the corner and laid his eyes on this, all of his, snarkiness and coolness and self-confidence just, boom, went away. And he was really taken aback. I was really delighted with his reaction. It was the best I could have hoped for, but that was a great one. And I believe that he went and sat through the talk on colonial footwear, satisfied having had his experience with this mummy. Anyway, look for the article in the newsletter. I'll put something in there. But this seems like an appropriate place to stop the day before Halloween, and I'm going to take advantage of this reflection and thank you for sticking with us, for staying engaged with us, for being an active participant in the life of the museum. We're lucky to have you. Stay safe, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.